together hand in hand. So therefore, we will start Mr. Dev is a minister coming up on the dais. Shottambabu, Vice Chancellor, Chancellor of Universities coming up on the dais. Well, friends, we'll go straight to the co-chairs from the industry who drive this government. May I request Mr. Mehul Mohanka, Managing Director, Tega Industries, and co-chair of the manufacturing industries. He has units not only in Bengal as the mother unit, but in South Africa, in Australia, in Chile, making mining machinery and etc. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Honorable Chief Minister, Ms. Banerjee, Dr. Mitra, Chief Secretary, Mr. Pant, dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. It's an extreme pleasure and an honor to be here speaking in front of you. I represent the co-chair of the manufacturing sector. And before I get into the significant achievements of the sector through this morning, I'd like to highlight a few of the achievements of the manufacturing sector under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister. So MSME sector constitutes the backbone of the state's economy. Over our Honorable Chief Minister's leadership, we've been able to grow that to about 90 lakh vendors, generating about 136 lakh employment in the state. In 23-24 alone, around 81% of our state's GSDP comes from the industry and services sector. State's index of industrial population for manufacturing is higher than the national average. Highest number of female-owned proprietary enterprises in India, over 29 lakhs as it stands as of today. The largest share in India, close to about 16.18%, is unincorporated manufacturing enterprises. We generate maximum employment with 13.66% in the unincorporated manufacturing sector. And we have today in our state more than 600 clusters. That's over a 13 times growth since 2011, representing 200 CFCs. Unprecedented growth in the bank lending in MSMEs, almost an 18 times growth over 2011. Single largest handloom hub with 6.3 lakh weavers and allied workers has been achieved during Madam Chief Minister's tenure. Leader in the country in overall sari production, it's over 35% of the national market share. Second largest share in India in production of towels, napkins, dusters, and production of surgical bandages and other materials. West Bengal leads the country in the production of cotton kids wear. 75 government-owned industrial and commercial parks for MSMEs. 40 government-aided private industrial parks under the innovative scheme of the state government. 3 integrated textile parks and dedicated silk parks. A 10-fold increase in power loom units in the last few years. Around 1,500 modern shuttless power loom units have been set up, producing 13 crore meters of fabric. We are home to the largest foundry park, almost close to 600 acres, and hosiery park, about 125 acres. Largest leather complex at Bantala, about 1,150 acres, and multiple infrastructure projects which have been completed and ongoing. We have the largest garment cluster in Metro Bruce. Nearly 5 lakh people are employed there. Around 6 lakh handicraft artisans, competitive schemes for manufacturing, MSME textile units, artisans and weavers, and GI certified MSME products, almost 20 out of the 28. Madam, this morning we had 3 sessions which were conducted on the broad head of the manufacturing industries. That's MSME and textiles, engineering, plastics and chemicals, and defense manufacturing, which covered all the major sectors in the state. We had a session specifically on MSME and textiles, a session on engineering, plastics and chemicals, and for the first time, we attempted to have a session on defense manufacturing, which was very well received. The outcome of these sessions are as follows. A total of 7 MOUs have been signed. between MSME Directorate and NSIC, between MSME Directorate and India Post to provide logistics, packaging, and shipping, between West Bengal Export Promotion Society and Export Promotion Council for handicrafts, and between the West Bengal Export Promotion Society and Vodafone for empowering MSMEs on digital literacy, between Bishwa Bangla Marketing Corporation and Mishti Udyog, Bishwa Bangla Marketing Corporation and Ankur Hati Gem and Jewelry, and WSIDC and NSE for procurement of raw materials by WBSIDC in association with NIC. We also have the following investment announcements. Setting up of 7 textile units in Howrah, Hooghly, and North 24 Parganas in Nodia. Setting up of 3 industrial parks by Ramnivash Group at Jalpaiguri under the scheme for approved industrial parks, amounting to almost 1,300 crores of investment and potential of 15,500 employees. Expansion of 6 existing textile units, investment of 100 crores in 18 months in SAIP, and 2,000 crores in plastic-based units. I would like to thank, in particular, Mr. Rajesh Pandey, our Principal Secretary, Ms. Vandana Yadav, our Chief Secretary, and Dr. Mitra, without whose support, we wouldn't have been able to conduct these sessions. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mehul. A huge amount of outcomes for people to think about. Now we turn to human capital. Without human capital, industry can't move forward. At yesterday, Honorable Chief Minister's speech, she defined it. I'm delighted to request Mr. Harshvardhan Neotia, Chairman Ambuja Neotia Group, and co-chairman of the education sector with the government.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Chief Minister, Honorable Dr. Mitra, dignitaries, and citizens of Kolkata. I have the privilege to co-chair the Education Subcommittee together with Mr. Vinod Kumar. And I would like to say that the education sector has been decisively taking a leadership role in both private and government to improve the quality of education and the availability of seats. While this has been a work in progress over the last decade or so, as you know that after Honorable Chief Minister took over, she opened up private universities and a special bill was enacted. And I think there are 10 or 11 private universities already operational in the state. And each of them have been steadily increasing their intake of students. So this is providing an alternative to the already very important role that the government universities were undertaking. The conference this morning was focused on 5 different issues. Transformative education, how we should look at the next generation of students, what are the factors that will determine employability, etc. Higher education, how to make it more student-centric. Research and innovation, a renewed focus in this area. Academia, industry synergy. As we all know that we need to now ensure that our students can seamlessly walk into industry and get a job without having to spend time in the apprenticeship. But apprenticeship also is an important part of this. And internationalization as to how we can adapt ourselves to what's happening in the rest of the world. Our conference had a stellar panel. We had many vice chancellors, Professor Suranjan Das, Professor Chiranjeev Bhattacharya, Dr. Shona Chatterjee, Professor Dhrurbajyoti Chattopadhyay, Dr. Asit Das from Reliance as an industry kind of Education Industry Synergy, Mr. Rakshit Kejriwal from the Philips, and Dr. Yasutomo Nasu from the Okayama University, Japan. I think the deliberations were extremely energetic and lots of ideas have come through. They are being compiled, and I think we'll present a report to the Honorable CM and the government very shortly on the deliberations. I would like to conclude by saying that the education sector is playing a decisive and pivotal role in the growth of economic opportunities in the state, not just within the sector, but because of the human capital that Dr. Mitra alluded to, which will be a major supporting role in the economic development of our state. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It was a very useful thing, Harshbhai. Now we turn to a sector very much in line with what was discussed, infrastructure, without which industry will have difficulty flourishing. And Honorable Chief Minister yesterday gave you a lot of material on that. So I'd request Mr. Umesh Chaudhary, Vice Chairman and MD Titagarh Wagons, and Co-Chairman of the infrastructure sector, to give us a snapshot of what you discussed and what were your outcomes. Thank you, Umeshji.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chief Minister, Honorable Dr. Amit Mitra, Chief Secretary, dignitaries on the dais, dignitaries of the dais, friends. Firstly, I would like to convey my sincere gratitude to the Honorable Chief Minister for giving me the privilege of co-chairing this very important sector, the infrastructure sector, which has been very close to her heart. And we have all seen that in how the city and the state has transformed over the last 14 years. We have seen how the new flyovers, the brightly lit roads, the well-painted pavements and all of that. So that's all a part of the vision of the Honorable Chief Minister, including the Eco Park that we saw 2 days ago. Ma'am, this has been a wonderful BGBS where the infrastructure industry had the opportunity of interacting with the policymakers on one side and with the global leaders on the other side in the same sector. And a lot of development has taken place, a lot of sharing of ideas have taken place, and a lot of concrete proposals have emerged out of the interactions. This morning we had 2 specific sessions where I had the privilege of participating. One was for advanced manufacturing, which is, as I mentioned during the speech, a necessity. It's not advanced manufacturing, but it is the manufacturing necessary for today in order to prosper tomorrow. And the other one was on cost-effective logistics, particularly with respect to waterways and railways. And I personally have had the privilege of seeing how the Honorable Chief Minister in her previous avatar as the Railway Minister had focused on developing the railways in the country. A couple of reports have been finalized and handed over to the government, ma'am, about both these segments, which I'm sure over the next year we will work closely with the functionaries and take them towards implementation. Once again, thank you very much, ma'am, for giving the industry, on behalf of the industry and on my personal behalf, a platform of the nature of the Bengal Business Summit, which has not only encouraged the industry of the state, like ourselves, but also the global industrialists and businessmen who have come to the state and witnessed that Bengal does mean business. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Umeshji. We'll study your report. It will be placed before the Honorable Chief Minister. Thank you. Of course, international trade and logistics is critical to the growth of industry. I have pleasure in inviting Mr. Sanjay Budhia, Managing Director, Pattern International, and co-chair, to speak on international trade and logistics. And I will request all the co-chairs to tighten their statement because there's lots more to do. Thank you very much. Mr. Budhia. May I request that we all remain a little brief?
Yes, sir.
Because we have a lot of
Yeah,
other
yeah.
things. Thank you very much.
Honorable Chief Minister, respected Dr. Mitra, distinguished dignitaries on the dais and in the audience, it is with great pleasure and privilege that I am standing here to update about the various initiatives undertaken by the Export Committee. Madam, my sincere gratitude and thanks for giving me this opportunity to co-chair this. Last year, you very kindly released the export policy and the logistics policy. The vision of the policy is to position our state as a global trading hub by doubling our annual exports from our present rupees 1 lakh crores over the next decade. I must put on record the invaluable guidance of Chief Secretary Dr. Manoj Pant, Sri Alapan Bandyopadhyay, and the hard work put in by Madam Vanna Yadav and Sri Rajesh Pandeji, along with Sri Avkar Singh Meena and Madam Smarki Mahapatro, in shaping various initiatives, MOUs with extensive consultation and inputs from all relevant stakeholders, export promotion councils, industry associations, and commodity boards. Madam, this morning we concluded an in-depth sectoral session on international trade, boosting growth through enabling exports, with industry leaders, eminent dignitaries, and senior secretaries to identify strategies for driving growth, innovation, and sustainability in various industries. It extensively covered the state's export potential by the state government to empower our exporters and enhance their competitiveness. A significant milestone of this session was the inauguration of the Export Clinic, which further reinforces government's commitment for supporting businesses by providing them with the necessary guidance and resources to thrive in international trade. 72 MOU signing between the Food Processing Department marked a crucial step towards strengthening the sector and enhancing its global reach. WBIDC has conducted detailed study of 11 districts to identify products which can be marketed globally. Detailed roadmap has been outlined with district administration to achieve the desired goal of inclusive growth. MSME department with DNB as knowledge partner has unveiled a report on a strategy for unlocking export potential for MSMEs in West Bengal. This report has made recommendations dwelling on the existing strength and have provided a structured roadmap to unlock Bengal's export potential. Madam, on a personal front, happy to share that we are running 8 units in West Bengal and expanding our operations, currently employing about 3,800 workers, and proud to say that till date we have not lost 1 hour due to strike or lockout due to your strict no-burn policy. Finally, Madam, as we move forward under your leadership, we will continue to collaborate, innovate, and capitalize on the opportunities ahead to achieve our target. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Budhia. Thank you for a very important statement indeed. Thank you. Now we turn to the sector that's been talked about, tourism. I would request Mr. Rudra Chatterjee, MD of Lakshmi Group and Chairman of OBT Private Limited, co-chair tourism, to make his intervention. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Chief Minister, members of the Government of West Bengal, colleagues in business. I think we should start with the results first. West Bengal has beaten in tourism the much more heralded states like Rajasthan, Kerala, Goa as a much bigger destination of tourism. Today, West Bengal is growing at more than 15% in tourism, and thanks to the great efforts from the department led by Tourism Secretary, Tourism Minister, that we have a serious plan of making West Bengal into people from Bengal already love traveling. We'll make their wish come true so that West Bengal is number one in tourism. We wanted to focus this year on one aspect of tourism, which is the meetings, conference, and exhibitions called MICE Tourism. On 4th, there was a fantastic meeting led by all the leaders from conference industry, from hotel industry. And today there were 7 MOUs signed, including one between us and Park Hotels to have a hotel in Siliguri. And there are 50 conferences scheduled, international conferences and domestic conferences in the coming year. In fact, tourism is today 13% of the state GDP, employing 6% of our people. And one thing we learned, Mr. Sanjeev Puri had mentioned on 4th, that for 1 lakh investment in tourism, you hire 72 people versus 40 people in industry. So almost double the number of employment is created by tourism. But one thing is very important to say, you must see what West Bengal is in tourism. So I request that I will speak through how tourism is developing in West Bengal. Any business depends on demand and supply. We have the supply, but see what the government is doing in developing demand. Firstly, even before the screen starts, you'll see where you are. 3,000 people in Bisho, today's conference center. Everyone who's come today has said that this is the greatest event, greatest conference center anywhere they've visited. So this is the conference center we have here. You've seen the exhibition spaces within this conference center. This is the Dhono Dhanna Auditorium. It's a fantastic event space in Alipur for 2,000 plus people. We've already seen it last year and it's almost 80% occupation. This is the Bisho Bangla Mela Prarangan, which is occupying 15,000 people, lots of global events. West Bengal and Kolkata has had many 5-star hotels, Taj, ITC, but also Siliguri. And thanks to the tourism policy, we have more than a dozen hotels coming up. Digha is a location where a huge conference center has been built. This is it. If you haven't visited, you must go and see it. We had a familiarization trip from ICPV, which is the head of conference and investment and exhibition centers. They came to Kolkata. But we have an ecosystem beyond the hotels. Look at the highways that the Honorable Chief Minister announced yesterday, the freight highways, the railways, the 3 airports, 2 of which, Bagdogra and Durgapur, becoming larger. And of course, the culture of West Bengal. The celebrations, the food, the Sundarbans, the wildlife, the rivers. This is spend an extra day, come for MICE and spend an extra day to feel part of the state, enjoy from the mountains to the seas and from the religions. We have a new Jagannath temple being inaugurated in the end of April, which hopefully after your business you can come enjoy. And it's across religions, from Christmas to the temples and the mosques. So the opportunities that are here, we are building, we are creating infrastructure. It's an astonishing opportunity. The government has set up incredible infrastructure in Kolkata. We are hoping for a new big conference center coming up in Siliguri. So, and today's luxury, whether it's textiles or Darjeeling tea, the meetings for global luxury brands will happen here in Kolkata. And that is where, tourism has a huge part to play. And that's why we say Bengal is the sweetest part of our country. Welcome, and please come for your MICE conferences, whether it's hosted by the state or hosted by us as businesses, and enjoy the food and the hospitality of our state. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Thank you, Rudra. It's a remarkable statement indeed in the pictures. Now we go to a very important sector, which is health education, and health infrastructure. May I request Mr. Rupak Borua, who's the MD and CEO of Woodland Hospitals and co-chair of the sector, to make his quick pointed statement today. Mr. Borua.
Good afternoon, everyone. Honorable Chief Minister, Honorable Dr. Amit De, Honorable Chief Secretary, all the honorable ministers present on the dais, and all the delegates. At the very outset, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Honorable Chief Minister for giving me an opportunity to co-chair the healthcare sector. It's a very important sector in Bengal, along with Chairman Mr. Enis Nikam, Principal Secretary, Health and Family Welfare. Health always plays a major role. Just in nutshell, we'd like to give you some background of the healthcare. That is, we have expanded in last 10, 12 years. The healthcare sector has expanded from 57,000 beds, which is the most essential metrics of the healthcare, to 97,000 today, the number of beds. One of the major area of concern was the supply of once the number of beds increase, there is a demand from your manpower. That's the doctor and the nurses. 97,000 beds to cater. This is from 10 medical colleges. We have increased to 30 medical colleges and numerous number of nursing colleges. Earlier, the health sector, we used to depend on your private sector particularly, we used to depend on your nursing. Almost 68% of the nursing used to come from outside of Bengal, Jharkhand, your South India, all those places, Bhubaneswar and the Northeast. Now the matrix is the reverse. It's almost 72% of the nursing supply we are getting from Bengal only, rest we are taking from the other places. So it's almost we are self-sufficient right now. This year, our healthcare sector, our theme was multilateral stakeholder partnership in making accessible, affordable, and inclusive healthcare. One of our major advantages is that so far government of West Bengal is concerned, they have taken up your major part is the affordable and accessible healthcare. The Swasthya Sathi, one of the best universal healthcare that has been promoted by the government. 2.5 crore of population actually got the benefit of this your Swasthya Sathi, and that has become the healthcare sector is affordable to each and every one. Now this year, our performance, today in the morning we had a very good sectoral session, healthcare sectoral session, and chaired by Srimati Chandrima Bhattacharya, Honorable Minister of State for Health. And just to let you know, this is the outcome of this year's our sectoral session. It is 9,368 crore has been investment proposal we have received. 23 LOI we have handed over. And the expected is that the 20,000 additional employment opportunity will be there in terms of healthcare. So healthcare is going particularly in the sector where it's an ecosystem that we have created. Even your surgical medtech also, it's growing like anything in Bengal. Is that additional 1,000 crore has been invested for the local manufacturing of surgical instruments and the equipment, which is the most important part for any healthcare sector to grow. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Mr. Borua. You've given the employment, you've given the investment potential. Thank you so much for a very pointed statement, very useful to all of us indeed. Now we come to the very interesting sector, the creative economy and film industry. Who other than the most renowned director, Mr. Gautam Ghosh. Thank you.
Honorable Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, Dr. Mitro, my longtime friend, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, leaders of the industry, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I have the privilege of co-chairing this very important and sensitive sector with my secretary, Shantanu Boshu, and our minister, Indranil Sen. Today we had a wonderful session
almost for 2 hours. Speakers were great. I don't know how many speakers are present here, except I think Rukmini. She spoke very well. And we tried to find out two possibilities. One, how to attract filmmakers from outside to our locations. Because you know, ours is the only state which has mighty Himalayas and the sea in the south with great Sundarban. In between, there is a Gangetic plain, meandering valleys, and so many things. So it's a great destination for filmmakers. Also, we discussed about co-production. Some of the speakers had given a fantastic blueprint for future co-production with our industry and industries in the Europe. So it's very, very interesting discussion. And also we had discussion on the cultural issues like our literary tradition, musical tradition, and so many other things. Because, you know, culture is a huge thing. And I know this is the favorite subject of our Chief Minister, Mamata Banerjee. And what we do, we have to create a synthesis. For certain things, you know, it's very difficult. Of course, you know, we get a lot of investment on OTT platform for films from other sectors, but there is something, you know, which has a dichotomy, which is a heritage that one has to take care. It's very, very difficult how we can preserve living tradition. I'm really grateful to our Chief Minister that Government of West Bengal is doing round the year work to preserve our living tradition. That's great. And we have to bring everything, uh, actually, it as a matter of fact, synthesis is our tradition. You remember our Honorable Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, in her inaugural speech, had summarized this synthesis of art and commerce, which is really laudable. Let me conclude my presentation with the precious lines from a great artist and teacher, K.G. Subramaniam. Quote, I dream of waking up one morning to find this country completely purged of its petty conflicts, a country where all of us, young and old, will be working together to build an enlightened, compassionate, and creative society that the world will marvel at. Thank you so much, and congratulations for this wonderful summit.
Thank you very much, Gautam Babu. It had the it's very interesting that his films have been shown all over the world. And I can never forget his film in Rome with Yash Chopra and others sitting there. House full. What an amazing director you are, sir. Thank you very much indeed. May I now hand over the proceedings to Vandana Yadav, IAS, who's the Managing Director of WBIDC and Principal Secretary Industry.
Thank you,
Vandana ji.
sir. So for the list of MOUs to be exchanged, I will start with calling upon Ms. Angela Lusigi, Resident Representative UNDP, and Shri Prabhat Kumar Mishra, Additional Chief Secretary Finance Department, to come up and exchange the Memorandum of Understanding for cooperation in the areas of financing for development, including sustainable development goals, climate finance, monitoring of development indicators, health system strengthening, climate resilient agriculture, sustainable livelihoods, and disaster management. So, I next call upon Shri A.K. Saxena, Director General, the Energy and Resource Institute, TERI, and Shri Barun Kumar Ray, Additional Chief Secretary, Non-Conventional Renewable Energy Sources Department, to come up and exchange the MOU for strategic achievement of common goals in the areas of renewable energy, grid integration studies, energy storage, electrical vehicle charging infrastructure. I next call on Shri Chandar Manshar Mani, Managing Director, Alpcod Network Travel and Conferences Management Company, and Ms. Nandini Chakravarti, Principal Secretary, Tourism Department, to come up and exchange the MOU for association to boost MICE tourism and streamline event management and strategic venue partnerships. Next, I invite Shri Sharad Mahendra, Joint MD and CEO, JSW Energy Limited, and Shri Shantanu Basu, Principal Secretary, Power Department, to come up and for handing over of the letter of award for construction of 1600 megawatt greenfield thermal power project and supply of power by West Bengal State Electricity Distribution Company Limited under the Power Department. I next call upon Shri Rudra Chatterjee, Chairman of Furniture Committee, FICCI, Shri Venkatraman Gorti, Chairman of Furniture and Fitting Skill Council, and Shri Anup Agarwal, Additional Chief Secretary, Technical Education, Training and Skill Development Department, to exchange the MOU for working together to promote skill development in furniture and fitting sector and strengthen the existing ecosystem of quality vocational education, especially in the furniture sector in the state. Next, I request Shri Arnab Basu, President of Bengal Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Shri Najib Arif, Vice President of Corporate Communication ITC Limited, Shri Nandini Chakravarti, Principal Secretary Tourism Department, to exchange the MOU for enhancement of brand building, launching Kolkata focused digital platform, and explore urban renewal projects. Next up, we have Ms. Alison Barrett, Director, British Council India, and Minister, Education and Cultural Affairs, British High Commission. Shri Binod Kumar, Principal Secretary, Higher Education Department. They'll come up and exchange the MOU to stimulate and facilitate development of collaborative and mutually beneficial programs between UK and Government of West Bengal in the areas of education, research, capacity building, culture, creativity, and ideas in English language learning. Next, we have Shri Raj Singh, Director, Heritage Tourism, Heritage River Journeys Private Limited, Antara Cruises, and Shri Soumitra Mohan, Secretary, Transport Department, who will exchange the MOU for building new ships in Kolkata, promote cruise tourism in sustainable tourism, and establishing new jetties and modernizing existing jetties in and around Kolkata. Next, I call on Shri Sanjay Dhingra, Country Director, Education, Microsoft Corporation India Limited, and Shri Binod Kumar, Principal Secretary, Higher Education Department, to come up and exchange the MOU for a Center of Excellence in Artificial Intelligence development, developing learning management systems, and upskilling students and faculty for future-ready careers. I now request Ms. Chand Majumdar, Head Export Marketing and Enablement, Amazon India, Shri U. Swaroop, Director, West Bengal State Export Promotion Society, to come up and exchange the MOU for promoting export opportunities through e-commerce for the artisans of West Bengal. Next, I call on Dr. K.J. Sriram, Director, Central Leather Research Institute, Ms. Maitri Ganguly, Joint Secretary, MSME and Textile Department, to come up and exchange an MOU for procurement of machinery and equipment for the NABL accredited footwear and leather testing lab. Lastly, I call forward Sri Joydeep Rai, Chief Consular Officer, Honorary Consulate of Poland, and Professor Suranjan Das, Vice Chancellor of Adamus University, to come up and exchange a letter of intent for joint activities for educational students and doctoral students for academic exchange of students and staff. Madam, next we proceed towards announcement of some success stories from industrialists. These are just a smattering of the interests and proposals which we have received or have already completed, and these would be representing across sectors and scales of investments covered in the BGBS. I first call on Sri Madan Mohan Chakravarti, CEO and MD, Iskar Mako India Private Limited. You can say from there.
Thank you. Respected Honorable Chief Minister and rest all. For the time, I'll come directly to the point. I'm from Iskrameco, India. Iskrameco is one of the global leaders in smart meters, water, electricity, and gas. We started our India operation in 2019, and out of that, we lost 2 years for COVID. So our global capability center is in Calcutta. Already 150 people are working there. We have one factory in Mysore, the second factory is in Hyderabad, and our third factory is coming in Calcutta, Silicon Valley. And that will be an integrated factory for all kinds of meters and softwares till the cash. That is meter to cash. We are a solution provider from meter to cash. And we plan to make 2 storage factory and 9 storage GCC so that our vendors can also come and start working there. We'd like to start this operation within next 20 days, and we expect to complete this entire facility by 18 months. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I now call upon Sri Raj Kumar Shukla, Vice President of NTT Global Data Centers and Cloud Infrastructure, India Private Limited.
Good afternoon to all, Honorable Chief Minister and respected delegates here. I am a part of NTT Global Data Center, taking care of construction of across the country. We started development here a small data center, which was 6.4 megawatt, and in phase 1, we completed now, and we are going to start the operation by next quarter as per the customer requirements. And second phase, yes, that is also planned, and it is under design stage, and we will move ahead for that. And especially, I want to thank Mr. Pushpin Chatterjee, Lisa, and Rajiva. Rajiva, they supported across the construction time and during the whole project cycle. Thanks, ma'am.
Thank you. I now call upon Sri Sanjay Jha, Director, ST Telemedia Global Data Centers India Private Limited.
Thank you, ma'am. Honorable CM, thank you very much. The whole Kolkata bureaucrats and the departments who supported us in expanding our project. Ma'am, ST Telemedia is a Singapore-based MNC who is in data centers primarily. We are in 8 states, and in Calcutta, we are old. We have 1 data centers already operational in Ultadanga. This was the expansion plan. And in Silicon Valley, we have 6-acre almost plot on which we have 500 crore rupees project. The first building is almost ready for the industry, and it is AI built up, okay, and it is very latest, based on latest technologies. And we are thrilled to announce that it is ready for the industry and for the customers. In next 2-3 months, the fit-outs is going on, and in 3 months, after 3 months, it will be ready for the customers. Thank you very much. Especially thanks to IT department for coming out with the policy, data center policy, and the benefits of that, which we are getting, and the excellent support from the IT department, especially IT Secretary Sir and Pushpin and the team there. Throughout the construction, and all approvals we got in time, and we are ahead from the targets date in the Silicon Valley. Thank you very much.
I next call on Sri Pradeep Tandon, CEO Bellevue Clinics, will be announcing about the setting up of a hospital in Rajarhat.
Good afternoon, everybody. Honorable CM. I'm pleased to inform you that our MP Birla Group, which runs many hospitals in the country, including Bellevue Clinic, has now decided to set up 2 more hospitals in Calcutta, including a paramedical college in Newtown, land for which has already been procured. We will be investing about 1,500 CR and will be giving employment of 4,500 to 5,000 persons in the said institutions. Thank you, Madam.
I next call on Sri Shantilal Duggar, CFO Birla Opus, who want to announce a paint manufacturing plant by Grasim Industries.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chief Minister and distinguished guest. I am delighted to be here today to share with you that Aditya Birla Group's Grasim Industries Limited is putting up 6 greenfield paint manufacturing projects across India, and Kharagpur is one of the biggest plant out of those 6 plants. Total investment in 6 plants is about 10,000 crores, and Kharagpur we are putting 1,600 crores investments for water-based, solvent-based enamels. It will create about 250 direct employment, 600 contract employment, and thousands of other ancillary units in and around Kharagpur city. Thank you very much.
Next up, we have Sri Raj Duggar, Vice President of Eastern India Garment Manufacturers and Exporters Federation, who will be talking about the apparel park at Mahish Batan in North Chaubish Parganas.
Good afternoon, Honorable Didi and the dignitaries on the dais and fellow delegates. We are coming up with the most modern garment manufacturing park in Mahish Batan, very close from this convention center. And the first phase will be operational in 3 months, and we are going to complete it in next 18 months with a total investment of 700 crores with an employment generation possibility of 7,000 people directly and 12,000 people indirectly. And we are coming up with a lot of first in this park, not only in Bengal but across India. And we are focusing on women empowerment by skilling and training women across the area and putting them in the park. Thank you very much.
Madam, next up we have Sri Sandeep Dadich, Senior Vice President of Prayag Polymer Private Limited, who are making an investment in the project of MSME Industrial Park at Andal in Paschim Bardwan.
Thanks. Good afternoon, our Honorable Chief Minister, and thanks to all delegates. Our Prayag Polymers is North India-based bath fittings and pipes. So, first time we are coming to East, as we have a very good market in East. So, we are planning approx 250 CR business in this coming year. Already project has been started, and employment approx 500 skilled and unskilled we are looking forward. And thanks to BAPL, WBIDC and MSME for giving us the infrastructure, especially our Andal airport. As the connection we have got from the airports, it's making us easy to do our beginning. So thanks to all and coming. Thank you.
Madam, next we have Sri Ronak Agarwal, Chairman of Roshina Group. They'll be setting up an ethanol plant at Oshgram in Purva Bardhaman.
Ma'am, we are setting up an ethanol plant with 200 KLDP capacity with an investment of 195 crore in Ospur, Purva Bardhaman. And this will be having an employment possibility for 250 people directly and 500 people indirect. And we are thankful to the government of West Bengal for supporting the project all the way.
Next, I call on Sri Mahendra Patwa, Managing Director of Mantri Textile Industry, who will be announcing the very first sari printing unit of the state with a capacity of over 25 lakh sari printing every year.
बंगाल के गौरव को पुनः प्रिंटिंग में लाने का दीदी के सपना को हम लोग साकार करने में है, जो आने वाले 2 साल में टेक्सटाइल कॉटन साड़ी और सूट का लार्ज स्केल में यहाँ पर प्रोडक्शन होगा, जिसमें बंगाल सरकार से हम लोग सहायता की करते हैं, जिससे कि यहाँ पर और भी व्यापारी बंधु लोग आकर के यहाँ पर इस व्यापार को खूब आगे बढ़ाएं। नमस्कार।
Madam, next we have Sri A.K. Mall, Managing Director of Malcolm Industries India Limited, who will be announcing the first shoe inner manufacturing unit in South Chobis Parganas.
Good evening to everybody. We are a 40 years old company established out of Calcutta, and now we are in expansion mode. We have been expanding in various units. We have units in Falta, we have units in Ghatakpukur in Chandipur, and also in Bantala. So we are head-to-toe protection company. We make head-to-toe protection gear for individual safety. And at the moment, our present capacity expansion going on in Chandipur, which is around 100 crores, out of which 50 crores have already been spent. And next phase will be finishing by next year, when we'll be completing this project. We'll be employing over more than 4,000 people, which we already have. Thank you very much.
Going back to IT, ma'am, we have Shri Suresh Rathod, Vice President, Business Development, Controllers Data Centers, who will be announcing the commercial operation of Controllers Data Centers in the Bengal Silicon Valley.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm really happy to announce that though the announcements are coming that we will do something, I'm standing here and announcing that Controllers Data Center, after launching 14 data centers across the country, 15th data center we have already operationalized on 6th of November with one of the US client in our city of Kolkata. Now the Kolkata is already on a global map of, global map. It is like one of the US customer. Just to brief about Controllers. Controllers is a 100% indigenous Indian company, started very, just a decade back in 2008-9. And today we are giving a tough competition to all the global giants in data center with 300 megawatt of data center already monetized, capitalized. We work with almost everybody of all the global giants. We work with 80 plus banks, including banks like State Bank of India and Axis Bank. Controllers is really proud to be here in Bengal. And one more very important accolades to all the Bengal departments, electricity board and everybody, that after our initial success in Kolkata, we've decided to go in Lucknow, Patna, Vizag, Nagpur, Bhopal. What I mean by is after our initial success of Kolkata, we are also getting into other heart of the country. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next we have Shri Ramesh Kumar Juneja, Vice Chairman of Council of Leather Exports, who will be mentioning about some leather tannery and leather goods units in Calcutta Leather Complex, Bantala.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chief Minister and dignitaries on and off the dais. With the inspiration of Honorable Chief Minister of West Bengal, the government of West Bengal and MSME department has taken initiative to convert Calcutta leather cluster into a mega leather cluster. So far, 4 more new CTPs with allied infrastructure like road network, STP, etc. have been set up in the last 3-4 years. A new footwear park and a new leather goods park is also coming up. The new infrastructure have facilitated setting up of new tanneries by 187 new land allottees and around 200 old land allottees. Also around the 40 new leather goods units will also set up. Out of these, 112 tannery units and leather goods manufacturing units are completed and ready to start. These units will be operational after today's inauguration. There has been investment of 550 crores and around 30,000 direct and indirect employment will be generated for these new 112 units. For all this, I'll thank Honorable Chief Minister once again.
And next we move to the state-aided industrial parks. Just as a sample of the work being done, we have Shri Naresh Agarwal, Chairman and Managing Director of Ram Nivas Group, to announce about his park in the SAIP scheme.
Thank you, Didi, for this unique scheme, SAIP scheme. I think it's only in Bengal. And thank you, Dr. Amit Mitra, sir, for shaping up this scheme in a very good way. We have now 40 industrial parks, 40 SAIP parks coming up in 1,150 acres of land with an investment of 12,250 crore rupees with an extensive employment of 2.5 lakhs. Being developer of one of these parks, I am glad to announce that out of the 6 parks in district of Jalpaiguri, Howrah, Purlia and Paschim Bardhaman are ready to become operational after this inauguration today. And this area covered by is 148 acres with an immediate employment generation of 10,000 people. And also happy to announce that we are coming up with 3 more parks wherein we have signed with the company like Flipkart and TVS. Thank you, Didi. Thank you for the North Bengal, seeing North Bengal in a big way. Thank you. And for the corridor also, Didi. Thank you so much.
And we next move to the education sector. We have Shri Miraj D. Shah, Chairman Bhawanipur Gujarati Education Society, who will be talking about the university.
Respected Honorable Chief Minister, our beloved Mamta Didi, Dr. Moitra, Dr. Pant, our Honorable Education Minister. I'm from the Bhawanipur Gujarati Education Society. We're a society which is in the field of education for the last 60 years in this state. We run 3 educational institutions with more than 15,000 students currently enrolled. We have more than 150,000 students who have passed out as alumni. This being our 60th year, we ventured into establishing a new university by the name of Bhawanipur Global University. This university's bill was passed at absolute speed at the courtesy with the Chief Minister's blessings, the Chief Minister's office, and the untiring effort which the Higher Education Department done. Let me put it on record that I have personally worked with the Higher Education Department till late night at 4 a.m. and they have put in great efforts to get this bill through. And let me promise that this education venture which our society will put up will be a piece of center of excellence, innovation and knowledge, and we definitely want to contribute to the human capital of our state. Thank you so much.
I now call upon Sri Ramhari Roy, partner in Sunshine Poultry Limited, who will be talking about a commercial layer farm in Paschim Mednipur.
নমস্কার প্রথমে নমস্কার জানাই আমার দিদিদের আমাদের দিদিকে তারপরে নমস্কার জানাই ডাইসে যারা আছেন বা ডাইসের নিচে যারা আছেন সবাইকে আমার নমস্কার জানাই আমি রামহরি রায় জয়ন্ত ঘোষ প্রদীপ ঘোষ একসঙ্গে পোলট্রি ক্ষেত্রে বিনিয়োগের জন্য সানশাইন পোলট্রি প্রাইভেট লিমিটেড নামে একটি কোম্পানি তৈরি করেছি আমরা ঠিক করেছি 12.96 কোটি টাকা বিনিয়োগে 1 লক্ষ ক্ষমতা সম্পন্ন একটি ডিমপাড়া মুরগির খামার তৈরি করার প্রতিশ্রুতি দিচ্ছি পশ্চিম মেদিনীপুরের গড়বেতা 1 নম্বর ব্লকে যে খামার থেকে দৈনিক আনুমানিক 80,000 ডিমের তৈরি হবে প্রাণী সম্পদ বিকাশ বিভাগের অধীনে ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল ইনসেন্টিভের স্কিমের 2017 আওতায় আমরা এই খামারটি তৈরি করতে চলেছি বর্তমানে সরকারের ক্ষমতায় এসে আমাদের মতো খামারিদের জন্য খামার তৈরির জন্য যে স্কিমের আওতায় বিভিন্ন উৎসাহ ভাতা দিচ্ছেন তাতে করে আমরা খুবই উপকৃত হয়েছি আমরা এই খামারটি তৈরি করতে পারলে মিনিমাম ওই এলাকার 200 লোকের আমরা কর্মসংস্থান করতে পারবো নমস্কার দিদি সকলকে আমার নমস্কার জানিয়ে আমি আমার বক্তব্য শেষ করব
Next I request Shri Amiya Kumar Mandal, Director Bengal Jharkhand Fisheries Development Cooperative Limited, Ben Jharko. They will be announcing about an integrated fish processing unit.
Hello. Have a nice afternoon. Thank you, our Honorable Chief Minister Didi and Honorable Amit Ji, all dignitaries and all colleagues and investors. I am from Bengal Jharkhand Fisheries Development Cooperative Limited. It's a multi-state fisheries cooperative limited, and we start our journey just 1 year ago, and we are going to invest 20 crores in Bankura districts for integrated fish processing unit. It will, with the help of our fisheries department and also all the departments related this sector, and directly, indirectly, our integrated fish processing unit will generate 1,500 people as the employees, and it will be more and more, and our dream is to be rich in fish culture, aquaculture, and West Bengal must be #1 in the world. Thank you for all.
Next I have Shri Prabir Kumar Bhuiya, Proprietor Balaji Food Center, about an investment in fish feed, aqua healthcare products business and farming in Purva Mednipur.
গুড আফটারনুন উপস্থিত সবাইকে যথাযোগ্য স্থানে সম্মান জানিয়ে আমি প্রবীর কুমার ভূঁইয়া পূর্ব মেদিনীপুর থেকে এসেছি আমার হচ্ছে সেক্টরের নাম বালাজি ফুড সেন্টার। তো আমরা একটা ফিশ ফিড প্রোডাকশনের জন্য ফ্যাক্টরির জন্য আমরা পশ্চিমবঙ্গ সরকারের মৎস্য ডিপার্টমেন্ট থেকে আমরা সহযোগিতায় মানে ওনাদের সহযোগিতায় আমরা হচ্ছে ফ্যাক্টরিটা তৈরি করতে চলেছি এবং তার জন্য আজকে মূল স্বাক্ষর করেছি। আমাদের এটা প্রায় 40 কোটি টাকা, নিয়ার অ্যাবাউট 40 কোটি টাকা আমরা ইনভেস্ট করতে চলেছি। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Lastly, we have Shri Rahan ul Haq, proprietor Adarsh Cold Chain Private Limited, who will be announcing a multi-purpose cold chain unit in Birbhum.
Namaskar. Good afternoon, everyone. Our Honorable Chief Minister, all the dignitaries and all the co-delegates, myself Rahan ul Haq, one of the directors of Adarsh Cold Chains Private Limited. It gives me immense pleasure to announce that, inspired by the vision and leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, we are establishing a state-of-the-art multi-purpose cold storage cum food processing unit in Birbhum, our beloved native land. Birbhum has always been a land of opportunity and growth, where we find support, cooperation and friendliness in every corner. We are proud to say that we have faced no challenges in bringing this project to life, thanks to the welcoming environment and unwavering support of the people and the government. This initiative will not only address the critical needs of preserving agricultural produce, but also boost food processing, creating jobs and strengthening the agricultural economy of the district. We extend our heartiest gratitude to our Chief Minister, whose leadership continues to inspire us to work toward the development and prosperity of Bengal. Thank you. Namaskar.
Madam, we received thousands and thousands of proposals across sectors, but we have chosen very few of them to just show the sector and the geographical spread, ma'am. This is a very small smattering of the proposals we have received. Ma'am, with this, I hand over back to Dr. Amit Mitra, Principal Chief Advisor.
Well, friends, we've come to that point where all of you are anxiously waiting. After yesterday's phenomenal statement, today you'll hear the valedictory address by the Honorable Chief Minister. May I, on behalf of everybody, welcome the Honorable Chief Minister.